I see that bread, I grab it. I got good money habits. She say she love my status.
This is BrickHouz freshman class interview, and I'm Marcus Ariah. I grew up in the North Ward of Newark. I grew up all over, like, so I, represent Essex County. I grew up in East Orange, Newark. I was only like 17. I started doing poetry first, and then I was also singing and shit like that too. I started like rapping for real at 17 after poetry and shit. I mean, I liked sports. I played football. You know what I'm saying? I was a wide receiver in football for my high school and shit. Then I broke my leg, so that was done up. I think I'm more of like I say I'm a balance and shit between like conscious and jumpy. Like I like to turn up and shit like that a little bit too. Feel me? I like melodies and stuff like that, but my main shit, I really like to talk about real shit, real life issues that go on in the streets and real struggles and all that type of shit, like real things that I've been through, things I've done, things I've seen in my life and shit. I think I just talk about what's really going on at the time, really, and I like to speak to people and grab people's attention and stuff like that with my music. So, when I first really started, I was more straight conscious because I was listening to a lot of Nas, a lot of J. Cole, a lot of like The Roots and fucking Mos Def and all that shit. I was listening to a lot of like real soulful, Talib Kweli kind of music and stuff like that, Slum Village and shit, and like, from right there, that's why I was really feeling that vibe and shit like that. And then after a while, I started seeing how the music game started changing, how it's not really about, it's not really about lyrics as much. So I started hearing melodies and started, listening to different music. I studied music a lot, you know what I'm saying, coming up. Like I listen to all types of music, you feel me? I listen to music from Marvin Gaye to El DeBarge to fucking Coldplay, you know what I'm saying, to the hardest shit, like, like 50 Cent and shit like that. So basically I just think now, like, I'm trying to incorporate this new sound that everybody's trying to do with also, also my own style, like my own lyrics and shit like that. I still want to have people jumping up and down, but subconsciously they hearing a little message, whether it's getting about whatever struggle you in, whether it's entrepreneurship, you know what I'm saying, some type of motivation. So I think now it's just like a lot more motivational and a nice little bop at the same time. So they're trying to go more mainstream, definitely. I think that the industry now is just oversaturated with I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but these weirdos and shit like that. Everybody want to be rock stars, but don't understand no type of musical theory and shit, you know what I'm saying? Don't know how to sing, don't know how to play an instrument, and none of that shit. So I think the music industry now, like, a lot of niggas trying to go mainstream, but it's just a whole bunch of carbon copies of, like, alright, you got Lil Uzi that came out, and now it's a bunch of Lil Uzis running around, you know what I'm saying? Like, feel me? And then he came from, I feel like, Young Thugs, and from Young Thugs, Lil Wayne and shit like that, feel me? Yeah, like, I think the industry now, they definitely trying to go mainstream. They not being conscious at all about what they putting out into the world, feel me? A lot of them not putting the right energy out, which is, is actually important, because, you got young kids listening to this shit and all that. I would bring a certain level of motivation, like showing people like myself, because I feel like I'm a little older now, so I don't know if my time is coming, because there's a lot of dudes that's a lot older than me that's in the industry, but I think sometimes it be some points where I feel a little disconnected from like the 19-year-olds and stuff like that, because I can't relate to a lot of the shit that they talking about. I think I would just add a little bit of New Jersey into the mainstream, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of, we don't really get to shine that much. So I feel like my style is like really driven by Jersey, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I would bring a new element, a new style, a new sound to the mainstream, because they don't really, I focus on staying myself. I focus on staying like keeping the sound of where I'm from. Brick City Cartel, that's BCC. That's my team that we came up with after my man's Caesar. He actually got the BCC clothing. He started that shit. So he was starting off with hats, Newark made hats and Jersey made hats and shit. He started that shit, and one day me and my bro Lays and Wayne, Marley, we had took a trip out to Rochelle when me and Lays had opened up for Future, and that shit was lit. So and then we went back in the car or whatever, and we was just like, yo, we might as well stick with the name Brick City Cartel, and then we just ran with it like that. But I mean, the way me and Lays met, we met at school. We went to Institute of Audio Research. It's an engineering school in New York. We met each other and shit like that. One time we was just on the train chilling. We went and started talking about music and shit like that. And then I was asking where he from, asking where I'm from, and we both from the north. And nigga became my brother. You feel me? And then Goodfellas, that's another team. That's like we throw events. Me and the homies that I grew up with, everybody from North East Orange. You know what I mean? Same shit. Like we all from the basically same two cities and shit like that. I just grew up with them. You feel me? And then we was always able to throw like, you know, lit ass parties and shit like that. We was always throwing shit. So we was always them cool niggas that just everybody fuck with. My nigga Maul and James, they was just, I had brought up Goodfellas and shit before when I dropped my first tape. You feel me? But we ain't really, you know, take it nowhere from there. But then later on, James and Maul started talking about this shit again, and they was just like, yo, let's really name this shit Goodfellas. And then really just like everyday life that just goes on, as far as like, you know, situations with my pops, me trying to take care of my mother, or wanting better for my mother and shit, you know what I'm saying? Wanting a better life for my little sister, my grandmother, you know what I'm saying? I was raised around women, you know what I mean? So that was that kind of drives making a man. And just regular life situations. Like it's been times where I had to pause working on the project and shit, and I had to get back to it, because sometimes you gotta experience life. Sometimes we just be having this shit like when we do wild shit, or somebody in the clique do some wild shit or whatever. You feel me? Like we will all just say like, man, you go. You know what I'm saying? Or we say it was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit. Or we like, so, or we'll call them number one. Like you number one for this week. Type shit like. That shit gonna be lit. That shit gonna be a nice little bop and shit. Like I gotta,
energy?
Yeah, high energy. Yeah, definitely. Like that shit gonna be hard. I got a few hits on there. They got some shit. Of course, I'm still talking about real shit. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely got the hits. I'm working on like 2 more songs that I gotta finish, and then that shit gonna be done. It's really done, but I keep on adding and taking shit out.
Yeah.
Like I keep doing that shit. We got some dope shit on there. Like I'm gonna keep the feature with Casanova. That shit gonna go on there and be safe up shit. And then I got a track with Gunna and shit. So that shit gonna hold it up. So that shit gonna be lit. Shit gonna be hard. That shit gonna be hard. I can't wait to drop that shit. But yeah. Videos. I'm gonna shoot videos. I'm gonna do more little freestyles and shit like that for Instagram. I got this little Complex interview coming up and shit. Nice. So that shit gonna be dope. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep grinding, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stop till I'm dead, so.
So what's your superhero alter ego?
Spider-Man.
Top 5.
Top 5?
Artists.
Oh, top 5 artists?
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z, Nas, 50 Cent, DMX, Lil Wayne, Andre 3000.
Favorite ad-lib?
shout out God, man. Thank God for everything. Feel me?
Man.